Welcome. Tonight, you don't need to focus on anything at all. There is nothing you need to remember, nothing you need to understand, and nothing you need to hold on to. This is a quiet space, a gentle place to rest. Tonight's deep sleep meditation is about the Milky Way, not in a way that asks you to think, and not in a way that asks you to imagine too much. Just softly and slowly, at a pace your mind can let go of. The Milky Way is the galaxy we quietly live inside. And as you listen, you don't need to picture it clearly. You can simply let the words pass by, like distant light moving slowly across a dark sky. If your thoughts wander, that's completely fine. If your mind drifts away from the words, that's even better. This time is not for effort, it's for easing. So allow your attention to soften. Let your eyes rest or gently close if that feels comfortable. And notice the surface beneath you, the way it supports your body without asking anything in return. There is no rush here. The universe we'll speak about tonight moves slowly, on timescales far beyond a single moment. And right now, you are safe to slow down with it. As you continue listening, the story of the Milky Way will unfold quietly in the background. You don't need to follow it, and you don't need to stay awake for it. Just let the sound be there. And if sleep arrives early, that's exactly how this meditation is meant to work. We'll take everything else one gentle step at a time. As you continue to rest here, there's nothing you need to change about your breathing. There is no need to breathe deeper, and no need to slow it down on purpose. Just notice the gentle rhythm that's already there. A quiet inhale and a soft exhale. Each breath arrives on its own and leaves on its own. If it helps, you can place your attention on the feeling of the breath as it moves through your body. Perhaps you notice the air entering through your nose, cool and light, and then leaving again, slightly warmer and slightly slower. There's no right way to breathe here. Simply let the breath do what it has always known how to do. And as you breathe, begin to notice your body settling naturally. Notice the weight of your head resting comfortably. Your jaw can soften, and your tongue can rest gently inside your mouth. There's no need to hold it in place. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears, not pushing them down, just allowing them to drop on their own. Your arms may feel a little heavier now, supported and resting. Your hands don't need to hold anything. Your chest and belly move gently with each breath. There is no effort and no control, just quiet motion. And as the breath continues, you may notice a subtle sense of warmth or ease beginning to spread down through your torso, into your hips, and through your legs. Your legs can rest heavily. Your feet don't need to point or flex. They can simply be exactly as they are. If at any point your attention drifts, that's perfectly fine. You can always return to the simple feeling of breathing in and out. Nothing more is required. This gentle rhythm is one of the most familiar patterns your body knows. It has been with you since the very beginning. And as it continues, your nervous system receives a quiet signal that there is no urgency, there is no danger, and there is nothing to solve. It's safe to rest. Take a few more breaths just as they are, unchanged and unforced. And as you listen, your body can continue to settle all on its own. In the next part, we'll begin to speak softly about the Milky Way itself. But there's no need to stay alert for that. You can simply remain here, breathing gently and resting deeply as the story begins to unfold. As your breathing continues in its own gentle rhythm, we can begin to speak very softly about the Milky Way. The Milky Way is a galaxy, a vast collection of stars, gas, and dust held together by gravity. It is not something far away that we are looking at. It is the galaxy we live inside. Every star you've ever seen in the night sky, including our sun, belongs to the Milky Way. And yet, even though it contains an enormous number of stars, most of the space inside it is quiet and empty. The Milky Way is what scientists call a spiral galaxy. This means its stars are arranged in long, gentle arms that curve slowly around a central region. There is no sharp edge and no sudden boundary. The stars gradually thin out as the galaxy extends outward into the dark space beyond. Our understanding of the Milky Way comes from careful observation, from telescopes, from measurements of light, and from many years of patient study. What we know is based on what we can observe, not on imagination. The Milky Way contains hundreds of billions of stars, not all packed together, but spread out across immense distances. Between one star and the next, there is usually far more empty space than matter. This is why the galaxy, despite its size, is not crowded. It is spacious, open, and quiet. When we look up from Earth on a clear, dark night, far from city lights, we sometimes see a faint, milky band stretching across the sky. This soft band of light is not a cloud, and it is not part of Earth's atmosphere. It is the combined light of countless distant stars within our own galaxy, seen edge-on from our position inside it. Because we are embedded within the Milky Way, we cannot step outside to see its full shape. Instead, we learn about it slowly by observing how stars move, how light travels, and how matter is distributed. This process takes time, and that slowness is part of what makes the science of the Milky Way so calm. There is no urgency in these discoveries. They unfold over decades and centuries, and longer still. As you listen, you don't need to hold any of these details in mind. You don't need to remember what kind of galaxy it is or how many stars it contains. You can simply rest with the idea that the Milky Way is a large, quiet system moving gently through space, and that you are already safely inside it. A little later, we'll speak softly about where we are within the Milky Way itself. But for now, you can remain here, breathing slowly, letting the vastness feel distant and calm. As everything settles into a steady quiet, we can gently shift to where we are inside the Milky Way, not as a point you need to imagine, but simply as a quiet location within something much larger. Our home star, the Sun, is one of the many stars that move together inside this galaxy. It is not near the center, and it is not at the edge. It rests in a calm region between the two, in one of the Milky Way's spiral arms. This area is often called the Orion Arm, or sometimes the Orion Spur. It is a smaller branch within the galaxy's structure, and it has been a stable home for our solar system for a very long time. From this position, the Sun moves slowly and steadily around the center of the Milky Way. This motion is not something we feel. It does not pull or push in a noticeable way. It is smooth, predictable, and quiet. The journey takes an immense amount of time, so much time that it passes unnoticed within a single lifetime. There is no rushing here, and no sudden change of direction, just a gentle orbit, guided by gravity, continuing as it has for billions of years. Because we are inside the galaxy, our view is limited. We don't see the Milky Way from above or from outside. Instead, we see small pieces of it from within. Nearby stars, distant stars, and faint clouds of gas and dust all move together in a shared, slow rhythm. This perspective is part of why the night sky feels so calm. Everything we see belongs to the same system. Nothing is out of place, and nothing is moving too fast. Even though the galaxy itself is in constant motion, that motion is balanced. It follows the same rules everywhere. Gravity keeps the stars in their paths. Time allows those paths to continue without interruption. As you listen, you don't need to picture where we are exactly. You don't need to imagine distances or directions. You can simply rest with the idea that our place in the Milky Way is steady, quiet, and well within a system that has existed for a very long time. A little later, we'll begin to speak about the overall shape and structure of the Milky Way itself. But for now, you can remain here, supported and breathing gently, as everything continues to move slowly around you. As this quiet continues, we can now turn very gently to the overall shape of the Milky Way. Not as something you need to picture clearly, but as a calm structure that holds everything in place. The Milky Way is not a single solid form. It is made up of several broad regions, each with its own quiet role. Together, they create a balanced system. At the heart of the galaxy is a central region, often called the galactic center. This area contains a dense collection of stars moving slowly around a common center. Surrounding this central region is a wide, flattened disk. This disk is where most of the galaxy's stars are found, including our own sun. The disk is not thin or sharp. It has depth, softness, and gradual transitions. Within it, stars follow gentle paths, moving together over very long periods of time. Extending outward from the central region and across the disk are the spiral arms. These arms are not rigid structures. They are areas where stars, gas, and dust are more concentrated. They form slowly, and they change slowly. Nothing about them is sudden. The Milky Way also contains a faint outer region, often called the halo. This halo extends far beyond the visible disk. It contains older stars and clusters of stars, moving quietly around the galaxy as a whole. The halo is sparse. There is a great deal of empty space within it, and yet it is still part of the same system. Holding everything together is gravity, not as a force you feel, but as a steady presence that keeps motion smooth and predictable. Stars do not wander randomly. They follow paths that remain stable over immense spans of time. Because of this structure, the Milky Way is not chaotic. It is ordered, calm, and balanced. Even as it moves, it does so without urgency. As you listen, you don't need to remember the names of these regions. You don't need to recall which part is which. You can simply rest with the idea that the galaxy has a shape, and that shape is stable. Everything within it has a place. Everything moves in a way that has been working for billions of years. In a moment, we'll turn toward the stars themselves and the quiet material that fills the space between them. For now, you can remain here, supported by this gentle structure, breathing slowly as the night continues to unfold. As the night goes on, we can turn our attention very gently to what fills the Milky Way. Not all at once and not in detail, just enough to understand the quiet balance that exists between things. The Milky Way is made mostly of space, large open regions where there is very little matter. Between one star and the next, there are vast distances of near emptiness. This is what allows the galaxy to remain calm, even with so many stars within it. The stars themselves form slowly. They begin inside clouds of gas and dust. These clouds are spread throughout the galaxy, especially within the disk and the spiral arms. Over very long periods of time, gravity causes parts of these clouds to draw together. As they gather, they warm gently, and eventually, a new star begins to form. This process does not happen quickly. It unfolds over millions of years. There is no sudden moment, just gradual change guided by simple physical laws. Alongside stars, the Milky Way also contains fine dust. These tiny particles are made of familiar elements: carbon, oxygen, and silicon. They are not harmful, and they are not thick. They drift quietly through the space between stars. This dust plays an important role. It absorbs and scatters light, softening the glow of distant stars. Because of this dust, some regions of the galaxy appear darker when we look up at the night sky. This is one of the reasons the Milky Way appears as a soft, uneven band from Earth. Not all stars shine equally through it. Some light reaches us clearly, and some is gently dimmed along the way. The gas within the Milky Way moves just as quietly. Mostly hydrogen, with traces of other elements, it drifts slowly, responding to gravity and to the movement of stars. This gas is not rushing. It is part of a long cycle. Gas becomes stars. Stars change over time, and material is returned to the space between them. This cycle is steady and unhurried. It has been continuing for most of the galaxy's existence. As you listen, there is no need to picture clouds or particles. You don't need to imagine where they are. You can simply rest with the idea that the Milky Way is filled with quiet matter, moving slowly and changing gently. Nothing colliding violently, nothing out of control. Just stars, dust, and gas existing together in a stable balance. Before long, the focus will drift toward the very center of the Milky Way. But for now, you can remain here, breathing gently, as the calm spaces between the stars hold everything in place. With the calm already in place, we can now turn very gently toward the center of the Milky Way. Not as something that needs attention, but simply as another quiet part of the galaxy structure. At the heart of the Milky Way is a region that scientists have studied with great care. Within this region is a supermassive black hole known as Sagittarius A star, often spoken as Sagittarius A star. This black hole is very distant from us. It lies far beyond the stars of our local region, deep within the galaxy's center. Although the name may sound dramatic, its presence is calm. It does not pull stars inward suddenly, and it does not disturb the steady motion of the galaxy. Like all massive objects, it follows the same laws of gravity. Its influence is strongest nearby and becomes weaker with distance. Far from the center, where we are, its effects are gentle and unnoticeable. The stars near the center move in stable paths. They orbit slowly, guided by gravity, just as planets orbit stars. This motion has been observed carefully over many years. From these observations, scientists have confirmed the presence of this black hole. They have measured its mass to be several million times that of our Sun. Even so, in the scale of the entire galaxy, it is only one part of a much larger system. The Milky Way is not being pulled inward. It is not collapsing. It continues to rotate in a balanced way, just as it has for billions of years. Black holes do not act like cosmic vacuum cleaners. They do not draw in everything around them. They simply exist where matter has become very dense, and even then, they remain part of an orderly structure. As you listen, you don't need to imagine darkness or depth. You don't need to picture anything at all. You can rest with the understanding that this central region is distant, stable, and well understood by science. It has no urgency. It poses no threat. It is simply another quiet feature of the galaxy we inhabit. The story will slowly move toward about how the Milky Way moves through space together with other galaxies. But for now, you can remain here, breathing slowly, supported by the calm knowledge that everything continues to move in steady, predictable ways. Within this slow stillness, we can gently expand our view beyond the Milky Way itself, not quickly and not far, just enough to notice that our galaxy is not alone. The Milky Way moves through space together with a small group of other galaxies. This collection is known as the local group. It includes a few dozen galaxies, most of them much smaller than the Milky Way. All of them are held together by gravity. Their motion is slow, balanced, and predictable. There is no rushing as they move, and no sudden changes in direction. Each galaxy follows a gentle path shaped by gravity over extremely long periods of time. One of the Milky Way's closest neighbors is the Andromeda galaxy. It is also a large spiral galaxy, similar in size to our own. The Milky Way and Andromeda are slowly moving toward one another. This motion is very gradual, so gradual that it cannot be felt, noticed, or experienced in any human lifetime. Based on careful measurements, scientists understand that these two galaxies will eventually interact. But this event lies far in the future, so far away that it exists on timescales measured in billions of years. There is no urgency in this motion, and no approach that affects the present moment. Right now, the Milky Way moves calmly through space, surrounded by vast distances and quiet darkness. Beyond the local group, space continues to open outward. Galaxies are spread far apart, separated by enormous regions of near emptiness. This separation is what keeps the universe so calm on large scales. As you listen, there is no need to imagine movement. You don't need to picture galaxies traveling. You can simply rest with the idea that everything moves slowly, guided by the same simple laws, without haste. The motion of the Milky Way does not disturb the stillness of the night. It unfolds far beyond awareness and far beyond concern. Without noticing when, we arrive at the age and long history of the Milky Way. But for now, you can remain here, supported by the sense that motion itself can be calm, and that even movement, when stretched across enough time, becomes quiet. Here, in the quiet, we can now turn to the long history of the Milky Way, not as a sequence of events to remember, but as a gradual unfolding that has taken place over immense time. The Milky Way began forming early in the history of the universe, long before Earth existed and long before the Sun had taken shape. At that time, matter was spread thinly through space. Over very long periods, gravity drew some of it together, slowly and quietly. These early gatherings became the first structures of the galaxy. Over time, the Milky Way continued to grow, not all at once and not in a single direction. Smaller groups of stars and clouds of matter joined together, adding to what was already there. This process is known through observation. By studying the oldest stars and the motion of matter, scientists can trace how the galaxy evolved. Some of the stars within the Milky Way are nearly as old as the galaxy itself. They move quietly, carrying with them a record of earlier times. Other stars, including our Sun, formed much later. The Sun is part of a younger generation within the galaxy. This means the Milky Way has been changing long before we arrived and will continue to change long after. There has never been a single moment when the galaxy was complete. It is still evolving, still settling, and still finding balance in its own slow way. The events that shaped the Milky Way did not happen suddenly. They unfolded over billions of years, so slowly that change itself became gentle. Nothing rushed and nothing abrupt. As you listen, you don't need to hold this sense of time in your mind. You don't need to imagine the early universe or the formation of stars. You can simply rest with the idea that the place we live in has a deep past, a history so long that it smooths away urgency, and a history that reminds us that change, when given enough time, becomes calm. And we'll return closer to Earth and speak softly about how the Milky Way appears in our night sky. For now, you can remain here, supported by the feeling of long, quiet time stretching gently around you. As the sense of long time continues to settle, we can gently return closer to Earth, not to anything busy or bright, but to the quiet way the Milky Way appears in the night sky. From our position inside the galaxy, we do not see the Milky Way as a full shape. Instead, we see it as a soft presence. On clear nights, far from city lights, the Milky Way can appear as a faint band of light stretching slowly across the sky. This gentle glow is not a cloud, and it is not part of Earth's atmosphere. It is the combined light of many distant stars, seen together from our place within the galaxy. Because we are looking along the plane of the Milky Way, the stars appear more concentrated. Their light overlaps, creating a soft, uneven brightness. Some areas appear brighter, while others fade gently into darkness. This variation is natural. It comes from the way stars, gas, and dust are distributed throughout the galaxy. Dust between the stars absorbs some of the light. It does not block it completely, it simply softens it, creating dark lanes and gentle contrasts within the glowing band. For most of human history, this sight was a familiar one. People across the world looked up and saw the same quiet glow, not as something to explain, but as part of the night itself. Even today, the Milky Way has not changed. Only our surroundings have. When we step away from artificial light, the galaxy is still there, unmoving, patient, and waiting quietly to be seen. As you listen, you don't need to picture the sky clearly. You don't need to imagine stars or patterns. You can simply rest with the idea that above us, beyond the atmosphere, the Milky Way continues to glow softly, not demanding attention, not sending messages, just existing as it always has. Over time, we'll gently slow things down even more and revisit what we've spoken about in a very soft way. For now, you can remain here, breathing gently as the quiet night sky holds everything in stillness. As everything continues to slow down, there's no need to follow the words anymore. This part is only a gentle echo of what has already been shared. The Milky Way is a galaxy, a quiet one, filled with stars and wide spaces between them. We live inside it, moving slowly together. There is no edge you need to find and no center you need to imagine. Just a calm structure holding everything in place. Stars form and change over very long periods of time. Dust softens the light. Gas drifts quietly. Nothing hurried and nothing abrupt. The center of the galaxy is distant, stable, and unconcerned with the present moment. The Milky Way moves through space without urgency, surrounded by vast distances and guided by gravity. And above Earth, on dark nights, it appears as a soft glow across the sky, not asking for attention and not needing to be understood, just there as it has always been. You don't need to remember any of this. You don't need to hold on to the words. They can fade, just like the light of distant stars. In the next part, the voice will continue softly, with fewer words and more space between them. For now, you can remain here, resting deeply, as everything gently slows even further. There's nothing more you need to listen to now. There are no ideas to follow and no images to hold. The words can become quieter and more spaced apart, like distant sounds that no longer need your attention. Your breathing continues on its own, slow and natural. Each breath arrives and leaves without effort. The body knows what to do. Muscles soften, thoughts drift, awareness becomes lighter. If the sound of the voice fades into the background, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't need to stay clear, and it doesn't need to stay present. The night is already doing its work. There is nowhere you need to go. There is nothing you need to stay aware of. Just rest. There are long pauses between sentences and more silence than sound. And if the words become indistinct or disappear entirely, that's exactly as it should be. Sleep can take over now, quietly and naturally, without effort. You are safe to let go.